Hi there, my name's Beth. I'm from SLP School of English, and I've just made this video so that I can give you some information in regards to the platform. I was about to say it in Spanish, the platform that we use for information, for reserving classes, for taking payments, but most of all so that you can see everything we offer, have a look at all the different classes we have, and the different timetables, the prices, and most importantly, the descriptions of the different types of classes that we have, so that you can make up your mind if you want to join us. And if you have made up your mind you want to join us, so that you know how to make the bookings, etc. So I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. I do hope that you can see this. If you haven't already got this link, I will pass it to you straight away, so you will have it very shortly. So the first thing it says is study at your own pace. This is because we have different versions of the course where you can do it in a very short period of time. In fact, if you work really hard, you can do the whole course, or at least the theory part of the course, in about 6 weeks. We don't recommend it. We believe that you need a lot longer to get ready for SLP, but sometimes needs must, and your exam is when your exam is, or it's the only opportunity you have. So we do have an intensive version that you can do. We also have other tariffs or bonos that you can take your time with, and this is the version that we recommend. We believe that you will have more success if you take things not slowly. You still have to work hard, but if you're not in a rush, because there's a lot to learn with SLP3. It's not just about grammar and vocabulary like in a normal English course. No, you need to know about other topics. And these are really difficult to get all this information in your head in a short period of time. Anyway, more about that in a minute. So the next thing it says is click on memberships. That's here. Click on memberships if you want to see the monthly tariffs, and click on passes if you want to see the bonos, or the packages we have of 90 days. So that is here. I'll show you those in a minute. But let's have a look at what we offer. So here you have a little summary of everything we offer. We have 10 theory and practice classes. In these classes, which are the most important for anyone taking the SLP3 exam, we teach you what kind of questions you're going to get, what task that is trying to get you to do, and they're testing to see if you can do it, how to structure your answer, the kind of language you should use, etc., etc. So we will have, there are 10 classes in total. One is a summary of SLP2, and then all the others are about the different theory that you need for SLP3, especially the main tasks and how to do those. So 10 of those, we normally have 2 a week, and they repeat every 5 weeks. They don't necessarily follow a specific order. Some people like to start with class 1, but you could easily start with class 4, for example. The only thing we do recommend is that you do the theory class before the practice. So theory of task 1 before the practice of task 1, for example. They're usually in the same week. You can see on the schedule which one it's going to be. So here you can see if you click any of the task classes, you can see here the schedule, so that you know what you're going to be learning in that class, which task it is, for example. So they are our task and theory classes, 10 of them altogether, repeated every 5 weeks. So if you can't go to the 2 consecutively until you get to the 10 done, don't worry. You just keep a note of which ones you've been to, and the next time around you can attend the classes that you missed. We have common topics classes. These are relatively new, so if you've been with us before, you might not have done these classes. These are classes that teach you about the various topics that tend to come up in SLP3 exams. In our 10 years of experience, we've seen similar topics tend to come up. Even though we don't know the exact question they're going to give you, there's quite often a similar theme to the tasks, the topics that come up when they ask you to do the tasks. So we've made, I think at the moment we have around 14 of these classes. Maybe by the time you join us, there will be more, who knows. This is when people say to me, oh, Beth, but I couldn't even answer this question in Spanish. How am I supposed to do it in English? Well, come to these classes, and this is where we'll give you a crash course for dummies on that topic so that you have ideas and you have a bit of knowledge on the topics. Again, if you come down to the class, you can see the topics. So here you can see what we will be looking at. Okay. We also have speaking practice. Obviously, these are very, very important as well. This is where you practice everything you've been learning, and we ask you questions exactly like the types of questions, the types of tasks that you will get in your exam. So this is practice, 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 practice. I think we have about 50 different prompt sheets of questions for you. So you will be practicing just like questions, just like you will have to do in your exam. Pure speaking practice with your teacher, very small groups for these, maximum 3 in a class. So these are very, very small groups because they are focused on speaking, these ones. And we have 2 levels. One is for people that are just starting on their SLP journey. The other level is for those that already have some experience, maybe already have a 3 in speaking, possibly a 2+ if we think you're ready. And you can go to the higher level classes. The questions are the same. Maybe we pick the slightly more difficult ones for the pro practice classes. But the difference is the level of the other students in the class so that you feel more comfortable being with people more or less of your own level. We have grammar classes. I believe there are 8 of these that again repeat. So we have picked C1 and C2 grammar that we believe is the most important, or that people need the most help with when they're doing their writing. It also helps with speaking, of course, but I would say the theory and practice classes are more to help with your speaking, and these are probably more to help with your writing. There are, again, we repeat them, so if you miss a class, it doesn't matter, you'll have another opportunity a few weeks later. So this is where we help you with your writing. And for those that are going to do SLP4, we have some special classes on SLP4 tasks as well. If you are just starting your SLP3 journey, you are welcome to also choose some of our SLP2 classes. Our SLP2 classes, we have speaking practice. Maybe you would prefer to do those to begin with so that you get used to speaking English again. We have grammar, we have listening and reading. And we have, well, low levels as well, which won't be for you guys. So those would be the class that if you want to, you can start refreshing your SLP2 level before you move on to SLP3. There's another link for that, so that's just here. Okay, so these buttons are to help you decide which classes to take. So imagine you've just got your SLP2, you're just starting your journey, you click this button. Here you have all the classes that are appropriate for your level. And again, if you press this one, then the higher level speaking practice ones will come up, for example. So these help you choose the classes. You can filter the timetable according to your level. And as I say here, you can see any information. So the speaking classes here, you have a description of the speaking classes, you have the timetable, and you have the teacher. This is really important. There you go, that's me. I'm going to be teaching that class. So imagine you have booked this class, you can come here, press the, click on the same class. Here, you can click on my name, and here you will find my link to join the class at the right time. I will only let you in if you've booked the class, obviously, but that's where you can find my link. Okay, back here. I don't think there's any other information I need to give you here. So let's look at memberships and passes. Look at memberships first. These are the monthly payments. So if you first pay on the 15th, it will charge you on the 15th of every month. And these ones, you have a certain amount of classes that you have to use in that month. If you don't use them, you lose them. So if you want to pay monthly, this is your option. The reason why people usually pick this one is if they don't think they have time for writing, because on the monthly payments, you have an option of choosing a tariff with no writing. So it's a bit cheaper. So you don't do any writing homework that we correct. So it's only the monthly tariffs that have that option. So you can choose 4 classes a month, 8 classes a month, 12, or up to 16, which is quite intensive, but some people need to do that way. Let's have a look. You've got all the information there, by the way, so that you can read what each one includes. Let's have a look at passes. These are probably more popular because they work out a little cheaper because you're paying for 3 months, so you get a little discount. Plus, you get a lot more flexibility because you have the 90 days to use all of the classes. You can't, you lose them if you don't use them all by the end. We don't give refunds. It's up to you to make sure you use the classes. And you can use them quicker though, if you want to. So you can use them quicker, but you can't take longer than the 90 days. Here you have the matricula, the enrollment fee. This is for all new students, but you only pay it once. You won't have to pay it again if you leave us, come back, move on to Slp 4, go to French or Portuguese, for example. It's an initial payment only. So you would need to have a look at these different ones you have. It's the same. We have gold, silver, bronze. But the difference is you pay for the 90 days, so you have more flexibility. You have 90 days to use the 12 classes, the 24 classes, up to the 48 classes. Or you can pick any type of class in any type of bono or monthly payment. So you don't need to think, oh, is this class included or not? It is just that you have an amount of classes, and the more classes you have, the cheaper they are each class. And you have a certain amount of time to use them. Every time you attend a class, you use 1 class up. None of these classes are recorded. These are all our secrets and our intellectual property, but this is why we have such a flexible timetable. You only pay for the classes that you go to. The only difference is if you cancel a class, which you are more than welcome to do, you have until 6 hours before the class to be able to cancel that class with no penalty and without losing the class. You will only lose the class if you don't cancel and you keep that place, and it won't allow you to cancel it 6 hours before the class starts. So then it will count as a used class, whether you attend it or not. But I think that's probably the most flexible course you will ever find, I would have thought. Okay, so imagine that you want to choose the silver bono, 90-day bono. It's like online shopping. You have to select, here we go, and then the enrollment fee if it's your first time, here we go. And you can see that at the top you have the shopping trolley, and here you go. You have the enrollment fee and you have the bono in your trolley. It doesn't let you pay though, and this is because you have to select 1 class before you can pay. You go to select tickets and you pick a class. Let's have a look at this one, for example. There's 1 space, so I click there. You can see the details here, and underneath you can see the classes. We have 2 types because one is for the people that buy a bono, one is for the people that buy a membership. I've got a bono in my trolley, so it's only letting me choose this one, you see, so select. So now when I go back, you can see that the class is there, but it hasn't charged for the class because it's included in the past. And now it allows me to pay. So here you go, the book now. So now you can pay with a credit card or debit card or whatever you normally do with online shopping. It will ask you if you want to make an account when you've paid, and I recommend you do because then it's very easy. You open your account, you can see the classes you've booked, how many classes you have remaining. You can make cancellations all from your account. So it's very, very easy. And I do believe that's everything I need to tell you. The other part is the writing. So most of the tariffs and the bonos include writing. That would be a 300 essay that you need to write every 2 weeks. All the titles are either from recent exams that our students have had or one's very, very similar that we over the years have realized the way they ask the questions, etc. And we have a Google Drive folder where you will upload that homework. You have 2 weeks to do it. You have to hand it in by the deadline, which is usually on a Friday, and then we will have it back corrected to you within a week of the deadline, or at least we try to do it within a week of the deadline. If we are super, super, super busy, it might take a little bit longer, but usually we try to have it done either when you hand it in or within a week. 300 words for that. And we have Google Drive folders with resources to study. And probably more importantly, or most importantly, we also have a Telegram group where I share lots of articles, things to listen to, things to read that are all on the topics that you might get in your SLP exam. So they will be useful for you. All right. I do believe that's everything, but if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message or Sophia, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. All right. See you in class.